Hmm.
It's on you, Twala.
We're live.
Oh, you know what's funny is
was
I didn't see the
not
countdown clock.
working.
So I
Oh,
was like, I
well,
didn't get
here.
all that.
Do you want the countdown clock, or
I
we just
like the countdown. I
okay?
love the countdown.
All right, we're gonna do a countdown, and Twala's gonna do a hard edit before this goes out into the podcast.
Oh.
Nerds and geeks, let it begin. This is the legendary Friday Nights of the Nerd-O-Roundtable. Yours truly, Tawala Sharp in the building. Joined as always by Thomas Talking Cunningham. What it is, good sir.
I just hope this episode doesn't last as long as Avatar: Way of Water.
We got Anthony from 2 Cubicles Down.
We're having a intermission at the 2.5 hour mark with only 3 hours left to go after that.
I wish.
Ryan Twitchmaster McBain.
It turns out James Gunn is actually Thanos.
The snap, he sure is.
Dr. Liz from the Freeway.
Hello, everyone.
Gia. Mo Kelly will be joining us shortly. And look, let's go on and get into it because time is not on our side where it concerns Avatar: Way of Water. Tom was in that bitch for 4 hours. Liz slightly less with less trailers. First and foremost, is it worth every single second of that film? 3 hours and 12 minutes worth of film.
No.
It is not worth. It is not worth 3 hours and 12 minutes. I will say that because I'm an AMC person, I only do AMC, and I know AMC has at minimum 30 minutes of trailers. I left my house at 3:00, which was the postage start time, because I'm about 10 minutes from the theater. And then I parked and I walked in, at the very beginning of the Into the Spider-Verse trailer, which was kind of a rehash of the first movie stuff. And so by the time we saw like the 100,000 spiders on screen and all that, I was like, this is really amazing. Miguel O'Hara appears to be the bad guy, laser webs, all that. And then I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm digging this. And I was like, okay, so that was the trailer I needed to see from Sony. Then we get Super Mario Brothers. Let's go.
Let's go.
And
Let's
then
go.
that was the last of the Sony things. And then, because this is a Disney family movie, we get 2 Disney trailers. Actually, I take that back. We got Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Then we got 2 MCU trailers. And I was like, I mean, I've seen these, but okay, I get it. I understand why we're doing it.
Wait, which MCU trailers did you see?
I saw Quantum Mania, which was not new.
Yeah.
And there was one. What is the other one? There was
it Guardians?
No, it was Guardians. Yeah, which also was not new. And then we also got Oppenheimer, I guess, because all of these things are filmed on IMAX, and so Oppenheimer is Chris Nolan's new thing. And literally, the dude who was sitting 2 seats over, because I'm in the second row seat in an IMAX laser theater. Again, Topanga 12, it's a beautiful presentation. But the dude, literally 2 seats over, I'm like, are you fucking kidding? I was waiting for 30 minutes of trailers. I anticipated that. But as we got into 35 minutes of trailers, I was like, the fuck? Like, AMC, you're going to be able to show this movie twice a day. What are you doing? I didn't understand what was going on. And then Nicole Kidman's ass.
Oh, yeah, baby.
3 hours and 46 American minutes. 46 American minutes after the posted start time of the movie, Nicole's pumps and silver ass pantsuit jump onto the screen. They make us feel better I was like, oh my fucking God. And then finally the thing starts and it's like, bro, I really didn't need the back channel story. And
I told you it was gonna happen.
Oh no, I knew it. Yeah. And that dude, Jake Sully, Northington, whatever his name is, he actually, and I don't know if this is an afterthought because maybe James Cameron thought the movie was too inscrutable without it, but Jake has voiceover and narrative. And it's like exposition, and it's like 10 or 15 minutes of that. I was like, the movie made $2.92 billion. I know it was 25 years ago, but enough people know there's a whole Disney attraction. They've seen it. A lot of people went and rewatched the movie in anticipation of this. You didn't need to do all of this, but they did. So that was 15 minutes.
I disagree with you, Tom, because I feel like there's enough people who don't know because they didn't go see. Because you guys pointed out that hardly anybody went to go see the relaunch.
Yeah,
it only
no
made
one
like
did.
what 4 million. 4 million.
Yeah, but it's on cable and stuff.
I know, I'm just saying that.
All I will say is this.
I knew they had to do a backstory.
If it was that many people who wanted to see the motherfucker, it would have been more than $17 million in previews. That's all I was saying. It didn't seem like, I mean, my theater was pretty full. There was applause at the end. I did think it was less preachy than the first movie, and so I thought that was good. But it really is a pastiche of a lot of different movies. It's got thematic elements. It's got plot. It's as many plots as there are them hanging islands in Hallelujah Canyon or whatever. It's a whole lot. New characters, new people with two romances. Just, I mean, there's a whole lot going on. And Jake Sully now got 5 kids, and one's adopted, and 2 are teenagers. And so, you know, about 16 years have passed since the last movie. And there's just a lot going on. Unobtainium. Nobody cares about unobtainium anymore. So apparently Pandora is Arrakis and Pandora, because they've got a new MacGuffin in this movie that they don't even reveal until the middle of the second act. And it's like, oh my God. You got Free Willy, you got Dune, you got Aliens, you got Titanic, you got literally you have Fast and the Furious. Jake Sully mentions family. This family. He mentions it like 20 times in the fucking movie. And there is this, it's beautiful to look at.
That's true.
It is stunning. It is your brand new 4K Ultra HD demo disc. It is great.
It is.
Every frame is beautiful. Most of it, I mean, it's not like a dramatic step up in terms of graphics and CGI. I mean, the people look pretty much the same. There's perhaps a little bit better animation, but what his team had to do to create a whole world that's basically all digital is impressive without question. Yeah. It is super impressive.
My kid kept saying, it looks like a video game. It looks like a video game.
I mean,
it looks like a real live video game.
It looks like a really good cutscene of a video game. But here's the problem. Not problem. Here's the thing. This movie plays like the first 3 episodes of a Disney Plus series.
It does.
Because you have this whole second act, which is introducing us to the Water Tribe. And then they put these names on screen like I'm supposed to know who the Mini Yinky Yinky Tinka Tonka Tunka people are. I don't know all that shit. Just say the Water Tribe. You're going to name a village I'm going to forget in 25 seconds. Who gives a fuck? So this whole second act is basically shot like a Richard Attenborough Planet Pandora sequence. It's all gorgeous underwater life and foliage and people holding their breaths and all this. You got a Maori influenced tribe in the water people, and they do the tongue stuff. They got the face tattoos and the body tattoos. It's all great. It's all beautiful. There's, you know, but I literally said to myself, well, why did we need this? It kept coming to why did we need
it's like an hour. I think this movie could have been cut at least an hour and a half.
Easy.
Hour and a half.
Well, but
damn.
Well,
most movies are an hour and a half.
No, but I'm saying because there's so much
of 3 movies. It's 3 movies.
There's so much of them just going in this space and
in the
ocean that you're just like, I don't need to know this. And how much do they need to bond?
James Cameron did not dive down to Challenger Deep for no reason.
Well, he dove
He didn't
into
go
this
all
plot.
the way to the bottom of the earth for no reason.
Absolutely. And I can tell you right now, the Free Willy whole segment, I get it. It set up a third act set piece. The third act moves. I will say this. The third act moves. Even when it turns into Titanic Part 2, the third act moves. And I am not shitting you. There is literally Pandorans climbing up the side of a ship. It's turning over. And then they have to I mean, it's
see that didn't make sense to me. But whatever. But the point. But I still
the water people were worried about the boat.
Because the tree people.
That made their way to the water camp.
They can't hold their breath as well as the water people can. The water people basically don't even need to breathe underwater for some reason. It looks like they can go on for 45, 50 minutes. And that is supposed to be modeled after that tribe that lives on the water and can actually hold their breaths for inhuman amounts of time, like 12 minutes underwater and some crazy shit. So that's what the water tribe is supposed to be. And there's this whole dynamic of Jake's family being the unwelcome intruders, but they bond with the water tribe.
No, did they bond, or did Jake somehow find some new way to be the Chakmatu to this water tribe and get accepted?
No, not at all. But, and this is, I don't even know if it's a spoiler alert because it really doesn't go anywhere. But once again, the savior, like in the first movie, Jake is the white savior who gets into the blue body and turns into the one who can unite against the star people, right?
The Chakmatu, yeah.
Yeah, but well, I won't get into it. But in this one, there's a new hybrid who is more special than all the Na'vi and can communicate with Awa in a way that none of the rest of them can. And I was like, okay, so we got another white savior.
So we don't know who her father is.
Which is, there it is. Phantom Menace. You got unexplained Awa pregnancies popping off and shit. I mean, it's like, and that's apparently a big thing because there are several unresolved dangling threads for what is planned to be the third one.
Clearly, there's going to be a third movie.
Well, there has to be
God,
one.
Jesus!
No, they left. I mean, and there's a big spoiler reveal of a character that you would not expect to be back. Who is back? And
who the fuck? Who? I don't care. I don't care about seeing this.
I don't care either.
Okay, Colonel Porch is back.
Yeah, we knew that.
We knew that.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
Yeah, they showed in the trailer.
The surprise is that he has a son.
Yeah, he fathered a son. The little naked white boy that's
the one that we were wondering.
That's his son.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But
I didn't know I didn't know from the trailer that he was back.
Yeah, that's the one that you see him in one of the trailers for like a split second in the Na'vi body.
The positive for me is that I paid for Dolby 3D and Dolby 3D is not working. And so therefore I got free tickets.
Okay.
Well, I'm A-list, so I didn't need to worry about it.
I mean,
I'm IMAX Laser 3D, and they gave you tickets even though you're A-list?
Yes.
Damn, you's a gangster.
I was like, look, but as a whole, I didn't think that it was like I agree with Tom. I don't think that it was a bad movie at all.
It isn't.
I just feel that it was so long, and so by hour 2, I was like, I have another hour in 20 minutes.
I looked at my watch like 6 times.
Yeah,
I was trying to reverse count and stuff. I was like, I don't understand.
Wrap it up.
Wait a second, is this 4 o'clock?
Wrap it up,
Are you sure this is
wrap it up?
Right, because it was at 3. I was like, okay, wait a minute. It didn't start until 3:47. Wait, that's 30 minutes. That's 45. Wait, that's an hour. So wait, 4:47 is an hour? Shit, it's only 5:15. What is going on? I just couldn't believe how long it was. And like I said, it wasn't bad. But if it had been a Disney Plus series, right?
Yes.
And there's enough world here, there's enough myth here. There's hints that there's going to be a different tribe. I don't know if it's like some Avatar shit where they actually have a fire tribe that lives on lava or some shit, or they got an air tribe that lives in the trees. I don't know.
Fire.
I am interested enough in these people, these warrior people on this beautiful planet that's incredible to look at. I would happily watch Avatar either as an animated show or some animated shorts to kind of fill in the blanks between the second movie and ha 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 the third,
I hope they
or
don't take
ha
your
ha
idea.
ha 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 the fourth. I would happily watch.
No, Liz.
No,
No, I
that's
see your
the
face,
plan.
Liz, but they've already
those are their
damn near
plans.
finished the third. The fourth
Right.
film is already in production.
Fourth?
They
Oh,
did.
yes.
They
Aren't they
did
gonna do like
2 and
5 of
3.
them?
It was
They
supposed
did
to
2
be
and 3
5.
together.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That
Yeah,
they
doing
did
So they're
all
gonna
the
have
voice
to put the
acting and
third one
stuff.
out. Like
Yeah,
they have to. They said that they need to make $2 billion,
No.
and there's
I don't
no
know how that
way
math works.
you can make $2 billion on this movie
Well,
because
their
even
marketing.
even Dolby at the AMC in Delamo, they only playing it 3 times.
Because they only can. There's only so
Like,
many
you
hours
can't
in a
take it any
day.
longer.
So many hours in
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
You get a
12
3.5
hours.
hour movie plus 30 minutes trailer, so there's 4 hours. Probably takes 30 minutes to clean a theater. So it's 4.5 hours
Yeah.
of the day. 9 hours on 2 movies.
It's insane. I would just say that
Pack a lunch.
well, or don't. I didn't eat or drink anything because I didn't want to have to get up, and
Drink some coffee.
I can very easily take one of those big old drinks and some movie nachos and be cool for like 2 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes. I ate popcorn for Wakanda Forever. That was in a long ass movie. This, I was not even willing to risk my bladder.
But see, this is the thing about Wakanda. Like, I didn't feel like it was like the pacing for me was consistent. I never really even looked at my watch. This one, I was just like, wait a second. What's the plot here? Like,
Right.
where are we going? How long is this going to take? Like,
Wakanda Forever wasn't like 4 hours. So
no, it wasn't for. Listen,
but if it went longer, it wouldn't have bothered me. This bothered me.
I agree.
The third act was very, very satisfying, and it gives you what you want to see as a moviegoer who's been preached at a little, not preached at a lot, but. The Na'vi are these people. It's their freaking planet. Leave us the hell alone. And the forces that are coming to attack them, there's a very satisfying battle. Okay. But there's still lots of soldiers. There's still a big problem. There's an existential threat that is established. I won't spoil that for the viewers or listeners. There is an existential threat that is driving the conflict.
Yeah.
And so it's not just about, oh, there's this stuff that we can sell. Now there's a different level. And
but
so
we'll talk. Let's be frank. Let me ask a question.
Uh-huh.
Can I be Ryan?
Okay. Let me ask a question.
Sorry. You can be Finn Jones.
How do we, because this, are we not going to get tired of the every so often in every single movie they're going back and forth about this, they're being on the planet and they're trying to come, all Earth is trying to come to this planet, and so aren't we going to be doing this dance? And how many times do we want to see this dance?
Well, I think what the humans are not completely getting is that this is really a classic American versus, like, call it Vietnam or Afghanistan. You've got native forces that are nimble and vicious and strong going against humans and a small contingent of avatars that are driven by human brains. Them avatars can still get their guts smashed out by one of Neytiri's arrows. So, I mean, it's not like they're bulletproof or anything. You didn't improve them to make them better soldiers. You gave them, human technology. But the avatar, the Pandoran, the Na'vi can use guns. They're not, they're not familiar with the technology, but they sure do know how to use a gun pretty damn quick. So you're talking about bringing a limited number of forces, even though you have better technology. You're talking about bringing a limited number of forces to a planet where the native population hopelessly outmatches you.
Yeah.
And you can't transport enough humans to meet, even though you have better tech, you can't transport enough humans to meet the threat of the the people who are already there. So it sets up this weird dynamic of, yes, you just keep coming to get your ass kicked. We handed you your ass the first time, and now you're back, and that's
and so eventually we're going to be looking towards, because this is kind of predictable. So what we're going to do is have all the tribes unite.
Well, yeah,
and get rid of the people.
And
my main question for this film, and this is something beyond, yes, we know now that the film is ungodly long, could probably have been better served as a D+ series.
It would be.
There's enough in it to satisfy those who are fans of the original, and those who may not know it at all. They can walk in and go, "Hey, this is beautiful. Okay, cool. This is cool,
stunning."
I would not.
Is this film? No, that's the thing. It doesn't sound like something you can watch again, even if it's at home. Like you wouldn't want to spend that
watch
time.
it at home because I could pause it and come back.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, so within the intermission, you'll watch it again.
Absolutely.
Will this film hit that 2.5 to 2.8 billion it needs to break even? That is the big question surrounding this picture.
The big question is, why did he even pull that number out his ass? If they're saying the production budget is $350 million and you use the standard 3 times multiplier, that's not $2 billion.
It's not.
And their marketing campaign wasn't even all that big.
It wasn't big at all. It was like, you remember the first one, and then we cut a second trailer. That was the whole campaign. It was all internet. I never saw this shit.
But they're also tying in the relaunch of the original film into the overall marketing and promotion budget, the budget that it took to remarket. They're trying to throw in a whole lot of reasons.
I don't see $300 million spent on marketing, though. I just don't see it. I don't understand where the numbers coming from.
Maybe he spent $500 million going down to Challenger Deep in his little submarine. He put that on the company dime. It's got to pay that back.
You got to pay that shit off.
Yeah, that's why it's so much.
I don't believe.
Did they ever explain why it took so long to make this movie?
Well, no.
The anime. What I would imagine, if a lot of this is CGI, right?
Almost all of it is.
Yeah.
So I can imagine it's going to take it because I'm gonna be honest, that part is flawless.
It's gorgeous.
I hope so.
I can't imagine. I can only imagine that it had to take forever and ever to finish this.
It sounds like the only gripe against this film from you guys is its length.
Yes.
Because that's the only but see, when you make it so long, you lose the plot. And
you can't.
Not much.
I would say on the contrary. If you make it that long, you are picking up plot. You got a basket full of plot by the end of that bitch.
You are the plot. You're in the movie.
You're dragging a wheelbarrow of plot by the time you get.
So you're saying too much length, not enough girth. That's what you're saying.
No, too much girth too.
Wow. Okay, look. All right. Okay,
Ryan, you don't need to read your DMs to us.
Thank you.
The thing that I keep hearing though, and this is what even for 350 million, add in marketing and whatever the cost of paying people to say that they like it. I'm talking about within the cast and crew. The overall takeaway though. This is a resounding takeaway, not just from you all, but from every single person I know that has, saw it in previews, people who had saw it before it came out, people who are reviewers of the film, a couple folks who went and saw it, earlier were tweeting me like, yeah, T, you're right. This film is ungodly long and it's just okay. You can't have a film on an Avatar level that is just okay. Right now, the reviews are eerily similar to like hell Justice League or Black Adam. I mean, like the people are saying, yeah, I liked it. It was okay. You can't say I liked it. It was okay for something that is supposed to have this much weight behind it. This is supposed to be a big deal. A film that's okay and it's all right. Yeah, Black Adam can be okay and it can be all right and it can earn, 400 million. Cool, you made your money back, whatever.
See,
but you can't be Avatar and do that.
I think that if it was 2 hours, I would probably say, this is not that bad.
So it's not good then?
Not that bad is not even the point. To me, it's really an issue of he should have done something just like Star Wars did with the short form 6-minute little things. He
Mhm.
should have done something to bridge. If he knew he was doing this, he should have created a little project that could have kept the Na'vi going. They tried to make the Na'vi into the next Klingons or the next, Jedi or whatever. And they really thought people are going to be running around learning how to speak Na'vi and and I see
Hell
you.
no.
And I'm just telling you, in
I remember
the
that.
midst of the
I
hype,
remember that.
that was the story.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they do in this movie, probably because audiences don't like reading, he has a line in the first 20 minutes of the movie where he says, it got so I learned the language so well that it was just like hearing English. And then all of a sudden, all the Na'vi are speaking English. And it's like, okay, I see what you did
So
there.
cop out.
Yeah, it
Ain't
is.
that some
It is
shit.
a bit of a cop out. But
Like the-
it's like
A Hunt for Red October. That's what
Yes,
the fuck it is.
yes, that's
oh,
it.
it is. Two Ruski. Noja. And then all of a sudden, whoop, and then everybody's speaking English now. But even all of that, like I said, the people who were calling it Fern Gully in space, this is not Fern Gully in space. This is a lot of plot. There's some good dynamics, some real dynamics going on here, some real father-son stuff on both sides of the species. There's a lot here, and not all of it is bad. I will say that the super character that I haven't spoiled yet, but there is a super character. I didn't particularly care for that character. It did tie into a person that audiences will be happy to see, but and I thought the CGI of that character, because it's a Na'vi character, a hybrid.
Who is it? Is it Homegirl from Fast and Furious? Who?
No. But the modeling of the character looks a lot like the person that the character is related
he
to.
doesn't want Koala's like spoiler.
Yes,
We're talking about
Sigourney Weaver. We're talking about Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver has an extended cameo,
okay.
both as her
that's cool.
character and as her avatar, and she's
the
the one
mother.
that gets pregnant, and nobody knows how, and she births a baby who's got superpowers.
That makes sense.
No, it doesn't, because
here's the only reason why that's not like, oh, that's hard to believe, because of her connection to the tree people in the beginning, to her respect for the culture and everything. And I think even when they buried her, and remember, the tree took her in, the tree surrounded her and used her for fertilizer, right? So now why not rebirth her as like a pure essence version of the best that everything has to offer? Yeah, sure, why not?
Well, the tree put her in the body, and apparently the body's been in a coma, and then somehow the body got pregnant.
Sure.
And
hey, Tom,
hey,
we're literally already talking about
it was better than
the blue people.
Yeah, it was better than the midichlorians.
I'm okay with that. To me, this is not where I draw the line. I'm
not
like,
it's
impossible.
It's the matter of it being yet another film he's cadging from to assemble this Frankenstein's monster of a movie that's already overlong, and it's like the naked stealing of other stuff was just like, oh, okay.
You know what I think? I think that he had so much. I do like the idea of if he would have made multiple little things to kind of tie the movies together. I think that is a great idea. But what I think is he had so much and he didn't want to cut anything.
Right.
And so it gets to the point where it's like, okay, no, this must come in. This must come in. And then you're like, you get to the point, it's like, okay, somebody should have said, dude, the numbers, it needs to be cut. Like we can't afford to not cut.
But he was trying to do something. Unfortunately, this was more ego project for Cameron than anything.
Absolutely.
I mean, Cameron, who's been on a tear, hating every single superhero thing out there, talking about he is going to bring audiences back into theaters for what theaters are meant to be for, to see the magic of filmmaking. And so this is a lot of ego right on this. And for him, forcing people to sit for damn near 4 hours in a theater watching something he did, that's a serious ego stroke for him. He's like, look what I did. I showed everyone that I've made this beautiful mishmash of different ideas of films I grew up watching, same as I did with the first film. The first film was every mishmash of a Tarzan, adjacent film
there's I
possible,
forgot
right?
Mowgli.
Pocahontas.
You got
Right.
Mowgli up in this
I mean,
bitch.
everything. So it's the exact Pocahontas. It's every story out there like that in the first one. So in this one, yes, he went and said, you know what? I'm gonna go and borrow from some more ideas. Same as he did with borrowing allegedly for the Terminator story. It's like, look, this
Right.
dude is a borrower of ideas who has a great eye. Who like most directors like him, like Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder has a beautiful eye. He knows how to make shit look fresh, but his movies suck. He makes terrible movies that just the stories don't seem to work. They need to say, you know what? I can do the filming part and the editing and all that. Get someone else to write it. But they don't want to do that. And then now you like you said, Liz, he's like, because he's not a writer per se, he's a director and a filmmaker and all that. His thing is like, I don't know, you can't cut that because you're literally saying I'm cutting your vision, and all he has is vision, no story, just
He
vision.
literally could have almost the entire second act, absent the cutaways to the military.
Damn.
He could
How many
have
acts
made,
are there?
I mean, 43,
Like 50, 11.
47. He literally could have taken almost the entire second act out and done it as a special feature on the Ultra HD called The Way of Water on Pandora. And it would have just been this beautiful travel-scape of these long, languid scenes and underwater swimming and touching of little anemones and all that shit.
Because that was like 30 minutes.
No. 30 minutes and dog minutes. That shit was long as hell. So, and there was some stuff there. There were story advancements there, but on balance, I don't know that we needed. They have these blue whales in here. This is the Free Willy bit, and the blue whales are super smart, which is Star Trek, The Journey Home.
Ah,
Yeah.
And the whales are peaceful, and the whales are also the spice melange.
Got you.
And we only find that God knows how they found out that killing Pandoran space whales was going to give the ultimate, crack.
Who was the first one that saw that? Yeah.
Exactly. Let's just see what happens when we go into the cerebral cortex of these things. But that's just a complete MacGuffin. That's not a spoiler, really. But I don't think we needed all the background of this one whale who's a rogue whale, and the rogue whale comes back at the end and
Tom,
saves
you're
everybody.
making me mad now. Now,
We
Tom,
didn't-
now,
we didn't need a
Tom,
rogue
I'm
whale.
almost ready
We
to
didn't.
boycott this film. When you're
No,
talking about
we-
angry whales.
He was an angry whale, but he was a peaceful
was.
whale. He was a peaceful angry whale.
He was.
Just don't make you
hell?
mad? What are we saying?
It's
Yeah.
predictable.
You won't
'Cause
like
I
him
was
when he's
like,
angry.
as much as I'm getting of this partnership between this dude and the outsider,
Right.
which is the whale, this boy better come back and do something great.
Well, I will tell you what, when the whale
he did.
when the whale comes back, the whale kicks fucking ass.
He
The
does,
whale
and I was like,
Violent
Yeah, I
Night
mean, but
the
it's a
entire
whale.
third
I
act.
mean, like, didn't Moby Dick kick ass? I'm like when you get an angry whale, hell.
Well,
But he's
it's a
bigger
better
than
looking
that.
whale. It's a pretty cool looking whale. The character and the design of all of these creatures is still magnificent.
Do the whales talk?
It better be. For
They do.
I mean, actually, they do,
Oh,
and they know sign language, even though they don't have hands. They have
do the
fins.
flipper? What?
Is it American
Oh.
Sign Language or Navi Sign Language?
It's NSL. It's the Navi sign language, and you don't even. There's a certain point where you don't know right away, but thankfully, Flight of the Condors dude explains that their brains are bigger than ours and their emotional centers are actually proportionally larger than ours.
Okay.
So
Man.
it's like
Okay.
there's a telepathy maybe, or he understands the thing, and then and all of a sudden Jake's son can understand what the fuck he's saying. That part was.
Look,
this is why I'm saying you
see,
didn't need that
this too
whole
much.
centerpiece.
It just seems like the movie's all over the fucking place.
It
You're not
is.
giving me one reason to watch this fucking movie.
I
It's
think
pretty.
it's
Not
pretty,
one.
and I think that you should watch it.
And
in
she doesn't
segments.
die.
She doesn't.
I'm not
Zoe.
going to say who
Oh,
the she
yeah,
is.
no.
She don't die.
Okay, cool. Zoe
Something
doesn't
dies
die.
in this
I
movie,
thought
my
Zoe
fucking
was gonna
time.
die, but when Zoe was showing up at
Somebody does.
press
Somebody does
tours
die.
and all happy, I figured she may have lived, because she wouldn't be all as happy as she would.
Well, all I
So,
know is
good for her.
what did die was my Apple Watch.
Damn. See, I don't know. I'm with Ryan on this. I'm like, I'm cramming. I'm really trying hard to see if there's anything that I can maybe go back to my kids and say, hey, nah, man, the crew said like this is a must
wait
see.
a second about the kids, because by the time my kids got impatient at hour 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I got an hour and a half to go.
My kids. Yeah, I didn't even take my kids.
And
I
so
knew.
my kid kept like, so how much time do we have left? And I was just like, look, we got some time.
I watched Avatar twice in the theaters. I cannot commit to watching this movie because I wanted to see it in 3D.
Well, you're also
the first
15
movie?
years younger.
Well, that's true too.
How long is the first movie?
I don't think it's
I don't remember.
Hold on.
I don't remember. I remember watching the first one in theaters.
It's like 2 hours and something.
And I was
think
bored
it's
with the
3
first
hours
one.
and 15. I don't think it was 3 hours and 12.
I doubt it was 3 hours.
The first movie was 2 hours and 41 minutes.
That's long.
That's long.
And the second movie is 3 hours and 12 minutes.
So you add a whole extra half hour on top of that shit.
See, it reminds you of like Lord of the Rings. Like the third one that was
there.
Really
it
long.
is.
And by the last 30 minutes, by the fight scene, you're like, okay, we're done. And then it's like, oh no,
40 minutes of denouement. You have 40 anti-climaxes. Sailing off to the west, Samwise Gamgee gets his chick. The friggin' dwarf marriage. I mean, it's just like, oh my God, please
like
stop,
end it. Put a period.
Stop.
But see, that's the thing. Like after a while, like I was in the beginning of the Lord of the Rings, but I'm talking about the Hobbit. In the beginning, I was with it, right? I liked the journey. I was like, yo, this is cool. And then like maybe like 40, 50 minutes later, they're still walking and they haven't gotten there yet. I was like, I had enough walking in the first trilogy of films. I don't need any more walking. Yeah. And then by the time they got to Smaug, I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? To me, like after a while, I don't need that type of marathon activity in a movie. Hell, I don't go see double features anymore. Double features aren't even a thing anymore. Why? Because they know we can't do it anymore. There's just not that much movie going at once.
Well, see, I think that when Marvel did their lead up to Endgame, and you could sit and watch all of the movies all at once, like that was something that I mean, if I in another life, I would have done it. But that's something that's feasible. Because I just feel
so you're talking about the event, talking about the like the marathon event. Okay.
And then also I feel that Marvel Endgame was a long movie, but the build up to that was so exciting, and I just can't wrap my head around why to me the build up for this was lackluster, because the first one wasn't. I mean, the first one made a lot of money, but time period has changed.
Well, I look at it like this. When you think about all of the buildup that led to Endgame, and Endgame still clocked in well under 3 hours. With all that movie and all that story that they had to wrap up in one film, they said, you know what? We're going to actually split this final story into 2 films. Great idea, Marvel. We're going to give you Infinity War, and then we're going to give you Endgame. And because they could have probably done that as one movie, and we would have hated them for life, because no one would have wanted to do that.
Too many characters.
So they split it, and then when they wrapped it up, they said 2 hours, 41 minutes. We all were able to hold it until the final credit and get to the bathroom and be like, man, that was a great journey. But it was a journey. They gave us movies, TV shows, animated series. They gave us a whole bunch in between. They didn't just say, hey, out of nowhere, come on in, I'm a hijack, 4 hours of your life.
Well,
that's wild.
Endgame is only 10 minutes shorter than Avatar 2.
It didn't feel like that.
Infinity War is 2.5 hours. Endgame is 3 hours and 2 minutes.
And there wasn't like a 15-year gap between movies.
Man, that shit didn't feel like it at
Absolutely,
all.
absolutely. No, listen, James Cameron, I guess, has been working on this film forever because we know it's been pushed back. He was in pre-production. He's rich. This is a passion project for him, so he's been keeping it alive. By the time Disney acquired the Fox library and sucked Avatar in, he really, really, really should have said, you know what? The broad vision I have for this is probably better served as an episodic series. Why don't we do that? And
It could have probably been much more successful. I mean, you know, we've seen the success that they have had on the D Plus with a lot of series. Although Willow, whatever, and this National Treasure, that's a hard watch. That is
Yeah, I was saying that last podcast about how Willow ain't going nowhere.
Well, why don't we transition? Because we've been on this movie that nobody's super excited about.
I feel the same way about Santa Clauses.
Which one?
I haven't even started.
I haven't seen that.
The
it should have been a movie
series, right?
Oh, I didn't know that was a series. I thought that was a movie.
I thought it was a movie too.
It's a series. It should have been a movie.
Yeah.
All right. Haven't seen that, but the Willow right now, I'm like, it's just the problem with Willow is it's just not done well enough to justify
what I said.
Any of these episodes.
That's what I said.
No,
not
right.
any of the this last fucking podcast.
I feel you, but what I'm saying, I wasn't talking about them rushing the characters along. I'm talking about the acting. I'm talking about just the special effects, the fact that they look like they're walking around in
all time,
Peter Jackson's backyard. You know, it's just like, come on, man, you guys, y'all don't have no budget for this. What is this?
And what makes me really bummed out is that I would have thought that Willow would have been updated. This looks
be a badass, yeah.
This looks like they just filmed it in the early 90s after the first one.
It does.
Like
on a public access
set.
Like it looks it's almost like maybe if the only reason you know it isn't old is because it's got homeboy from Spider-Man No Way Home. Otherwise, this entire cast, no one knows any of these people.
That character.
No one knows any of the no one knows this cast. No one knows anyone in it. Everyone is old in it.
I don't care about any of the characters. The only character I care about is Eric because he's the son of Mad Mardigan, and you hardly ever fucking see the fucking guy. And Willow, I thought he'd be a badass. He's just a fucking chump. I literally don't care about any of the fucking characters. They're not believable. They're like, I had no emotional attachment, and there's too many of them. There's too fucking many of them. There's not enough fucking story because they're fucking walking most of the fucking time.
I don't even want to say blow them up. There's no bombs, right?
Bo Kelly in the building.
So just kill them all.
Yeah. No, look. There's nothing. They haven't done. I was hoping like, okay, look, here we go. Episode 4. It's gonna turn, and they're gonna give you a reason to care about the characters, and they have not. All they have done is really make you not like any of them. I'm like, yo, y'all aren't even likable. Like you literally.
They're all worthless.
By the way, the dude from Spider-Man, I was like, he needs to never act in anything but Spider-Man.
He's playing the same character.
Horrible actor.
He's playing the same fucking character, basically. Prince Graydon, I think that's his name. He's playing the same character.
Trash.
He's a douche.
Episode 3, I was like, okay, you're getting a little darker here. You might have something here, and then like, no, it's just like you guys are just. It's not going anywhere. All they're doing is fucking walking.
Am I the only person who thinks that Flash Thompson / whatever Prince Vujavaja kind of looks like a young M. Night Shyamalan?
He does.
He does.
Yeah. He does. I'm sure he thinks so too.
But M. Night is a better everything. This guy needs he's better than this.
You're putting a lot on M. Night right now.
Look, M. Night has had his moments, and maybe this is a relative. Maybe that's why he's getting this role, because there's no reason for him to have the role. There's no thing about him that's like, oh no, man, but he's bringing it. The dude Warwick Davis, Warwick Davis has never been like, oh my God, but Warwick is like, he is an A-list actor. He is not, and he sounds really whack in this. Every character. Look, Willow's one of those things that's built on the nostalgia that wasn't there in the beginning. Wasn't a hit in the beginning. It was fun. It was fun, and no, it's not back. I know, Mo, you hate everything with the W. And this is not going to get a win. It's just not.
No.
Yes.
No.
Similarly,
I told y'all,
the
call
National
call
Treasure.
me McBain Stradamus, okay?
Look,
Told y'all.
it's not. Look, there's the outside of them doing some magical CGI with Val Kilmer. There's nothing that could save this show.
Yes.
If they were to do something, if maybe they filmed it at a point in time when Val Kilmer was able to still bring it. If they do that, then it's like, yo, Willow brought Val Kilmer. He did it.
Look,
He's
I've never seen a show so boring where like you have an easy fucking like thing to be happy about is the son of Madmartigan, and you hardly ever fucking show him. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Stop
he'll
it.
probably be back
With
next time.
hardly any magic.
Yes.
I mean,
Dude.
what are we doing?
And Luke Skywalkered him.
Even Maverick couldn't bring Magmartican back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
The National Treasure show. I don't know if y'all watched that.
Nope. Starting it tonight.
It is. I'll say this about the show: with a young cast that is relying more on cell phones rather than that innate knowledge that Nicolas Cage's character had, where he was just a really brilliant nerd who was figuring this stuff out because he studied it his whole life. These are kids who are kind of just, you know, the lead is she's really smart and she's the daughter of immigrant. You know, they're in America, and it's a really trite story. And for some reason or other, they tried to build up this first episode with her being afraid to do anything because she doesn't want to get deported. They keep bringing that up like every 5 minutes. Hey, don't look at that map. You might get deported. It's like, what are we doing? Like, I get it.
Look,
No, seriously. You watch the
it.
show and it's they put so much emphasis on her ethnicity and her being this Latina, you know, illegally in the country. And, you know, she's just keeping her head down. And every time something's about to happen, hey, you know what your mom said, you know, you got to be careful, you know.
So
it's tough, man.
No.
So my only question is there any connection to the movies?
There is.
Yeah, Homeboy's in it.
But
Not
I-
the FBI character.
But well, I've concluded.
He's not in it yet. Right now, it's based on the FBI agent who was hunting Nicolas Cage's character, and somehow him and his Mason, or not his Mason, but his Freemason. Yeah, his Freemason history is now become this thing of legend, and now this girl's wrapped up into it. It's a tough watch because it does not have the smarts that the first show had. Right now it has a bunch of, you know,
I think a
millennial assholes in it.
Was when the first when National Treasure 1 and 2 came out, iPhones weren't even a thing.
No.
I mean, the internet was barely on board when part 1 came out.
But see, I have made this conclusion. I think that, you know, Nicolas Cage is, to me, made the movie, and it makes me even more so appreciate Nicolas Cage from watching National Treasure. And I've concluded that this TV show is not for me.
No,
I will watch it, but I'm not the target audience. The target audience is somebody who's young, who has never heard of
the movies,
National Treasure.
Yeah.
And
you're almost 20
is,
years.
And they have no real appreciation of history, because that's the thing about National Treasure that I really liked, is that you were actually learning in the mythos of American history. And so it kind of gave you on this journey. And then the Masons kind of, you know, we know that the relationship between the Masons and American history, kind of tying that in. It was brilliant. It was cute. It was clever. The jokes were kind of, you know, light. It was like a lighter version of Indiana Jones. This is crap.
This series, when you have young people who, again, this girl, she
Knows
has the ability to see stuff. She just notices everything, right? But she is not this brilliant historian. No. She's someone who literally is, her and her friends are all living in a flat. They're young people trying to stay afloat, you know, trying to keep their heads underwater. Yeah, okay. You've got the spunky black girl who, you know, they give her all of the spunky black girl lines. You've got the doofus friend who's all about going to the latest shoe sale, and you've got her, and she's got this mysterious father whose mother said, don't grow up and be like your dad because he's a good for nothing thief. And then she finds out he wasn't a thief. He was actually a treasure hunter, but he protected the treasure. And now I must do it too. But how? I don't know. Pull out your phone. Let's look up like this clue. And it's like, wait a minute, dude. You can't be looking up National Treasure clues.
I can't stand when.
But can you imagine they never read a book?
No.
I can't stand when Hollywood like just makes like a TV show or movie, like a sequel or whatever. It has nothing to do with the past movie or TV show, but they call it the same thing just to get like, I don't know, for like dumb reasons, just to get people to watch. Why call it National Treasure? Why?
No, the only connection to it is the name.
Yes.
And because it's not based on the Gates family. So far the 2 episodes that they debut, it's not connected to the Gates family in any way. It's just connected to the fact that the Freemasons hid treasures. But this show is what I can see everyone who hates quote unquote woke shows, they will call this show out. Why? Because this show is leaning heavily on America taking over Mexico and how the Mexicans were done wrong. And she throws in DACA every other line, like, I should be here. I got DACA. And you're like, fuck out of here, dude. Like, why is that your thing? But you
know what? If she has DACA, she would be a college student. That's why when she said that, and I was just like, so you're not a college student?
No, she's working at a storage facility, and she wants to go and work for the FBI. She wants to be an FBI.
You have to be a college student.
What's it called? Well,
you have to be in college.
Hey,
to be a DACA student.
Yeah, that's what the dreamers are.
It's a TV show.
Hey, Liz.
Hey, Liz.
Hey, Liz.
Every time she
but
said,
that's why she's staying under the radar. That's why she's trying not to, I guess, draw any attention.
But she can't use the excuse of I deserve to be here as a dreamer if she's not a dreamer.
One of my biggest pet peeves with movies and TV shows is when like they try and like tell you something, like literally tell you instead of just fucking showing you.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, just fucking show me so I can figure it out for myself.
Yeah, they don't want to
do
that.
Annoying.
Well, they don't want to do it because they know that their audience is not savvy enough to want to go through this history that the first 2 films try to, unfold and how history itself was one of the greatest adventures. When you really explore and your shit, it became an adventure bigger than itself. This one is like, hey, dude, pull out your cell phone. Take a picture of that. What is that? Oh, I just Googled it. This is actually an ancient symbol of the Aztecs and the Mayans. And it's like, but I just looked it up. They weren't ever friends. And you're like, what are we doing right now? Stop it.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's also, you said only 2 episodes, so it's episodic?
Yes, episodic.
Yeah.
How many episodes?
It's 8 episodes. It's going to be an 8 episode series.
That's long.
Yeah.
So it's longer than Way of the Water.
No, I think it's shorter than that.
It's maybe
the one thing in the universe that is longer than Way of Water.
I don't know. Disney is definitely missing the mark with this one. Now on the other side of the street, shit is popping over at DC for a whole bunch of different reasons. A whole bunch of different reasons.
Like a 13-year-old acne-faced freshman.
Like it's like the every single thing that you may have thought was happening with DC, to me, including the Beetle, Aquaman, everything that they supposedly have on the calendar, to me, you can consider all that shit a wrap. Outside of the Flash, which could serve to reset everything,
they don't get rid
nothing
of
is safe over there. That's why The Rock is out there like, I'm not following you all anymore. Because I guess The Rock just got a phone call that said we're not doing a Black Adam 2, which is why he's like, I'm unfollowing Warner Brothers. I'm unfollowing Black Adam.
You couldn't do a Black Adam 2 for the simple fact that Henry Cavill isn't coming back.
Yeah.
They did him dirty, by the way.
Oh, no, that was extra dirty. It was.
They did him dirty.
We're going to get you to quit your job over at The Witcher.
Right.
Come on over here and do this. Oh, no. We're actually not going to do anything with you.
They good-fellowed him. Joe Pesci walked in there and said, oh, I'm going to be a main man. And pow! Shot Henry Cavill right in the back of his fucking head.
Made Man of Steel.
No, but in Goodfellas, Joe Pesci at least saw it coming before it happened.
Right.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he walked
When
in
he
and
walks into the
realized
room.
that it was a trap.
fuck.
And he was
Right.
like, fuck.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
didn't see that bullet coming.
Yeah,
No, he did not see that
Yes.
coming.
He did not see the bullet coming.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of savagery happening over there. But one thing that I think is maybe driving a lot of the anger is the bots and the trolls that seem to have aligned themselves to Zack Snyder with this keep the Snyderverse alive.
What?
These savage trolls can go and die. Seriously, it's just tough because they're not real. They're not real people. They're not actually fans. These are fake accounts that are out there driving this myth that the Snyderverse was some type of win for anything having to do with DC. It was not. It was a hot ass mess, and they know it. That is why I believe fully that Russia is behind this keep the Snyderverse campaign alive.
Listen,
It's madness.
James Gunn swept through DC like Santa Claus in the third act of Violent Night. He just said, I'm a jab y'all with candy canes. I'm a club y'all with big ass hammers. No one is safe. Everybody's dying. Get your ass out. Bye, gal. Don't nobody want you no more, gal. Bye, Henry. Don't nobody want you no more, Henry. Rock. Sorry.
Right. Anything connected to the Snyderverse is done. Anything.
Yeah.
And The Rock wasn't even connected. That's what this was crazy to me.
He was connected.
When he brings in Henry Cavill, he is
Right.
connected
And when
to
Viola Davis too.
Viola Davis,
But I'm
yes.
saying, like, how do you have Shazam and they're still releasing Shazam 2, which I don't even know why, although it is kind of unconnected. They never showed Henry Cavill's face. They never showed Gal Gadot's face. So at the end of Shazam, it's technically not out of the universe, just like the characters.
Adjacent.
Well, right. It's just like Peacemaker. You only saw Flash and Aquaman in Peacemaker.
Well, even then, Jason Momoa's last
Jason
run of
Momoa is
Aquaman
gone.
done.
Yeah.
Well, but isn't he gonna be Lobo? Isn't
Lobo,
that
That's
yeah,
the
they want to
rumor.
bring him back as
That's
Lobo.
rumor.
which makes
Yeah.
sense. I'm not mad at that.
That's fine.
You know,
Yeah, but how does this work? I'm supposed to forget?
Yes,
yeah,
Yeah.
sure you are.
exactly
Yeah.
it. You
Yes,
are
Liz.
supposed
Johnny
to
Storm
ignore
and
it.
Captain America say hi, Liz.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I'm just. I like.
This is a mess. It's a complete
But
mess.
you're right. It's a mess.
But that's why it's one of those things where James Gunn has said, hey, everybody, I hear you. I know y'all. There's a lot of folks that are going to be hurt by this. A lot of folks that are going to be upset. They gave me the keys to the castle. They gave me the job to relaunch this whole thing from ground up, connecting the films,
And that's what
connecting the
he's doing.
television, connecting animation and video games and merchandise. It needs to be one cohesive unit. Nothing that came before me, nothing that was in this room when I walked in there was connected. It was just a bunch of stuff on the floor. They said, hey, James, Peter, can you guys go in there and clean out this whole thing and get us something new? And he's like, look, come 2023, I'm going to roll that out. Some folks are going to be mad. Obviously, those of you who are diehard Snyderverse fans, got it. You guys are going to be mad. Too bad. Nothing that happened over there worked.
But they're not
Y'all
going
can stay
anywhere.
mad.
If you're a Snyderverse fan, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Because you ain't got
need
no
an answer
choice.
from Marvel, so you might as well ride with James Gunn.
All I'm gonna say is this: the DC universe was so fucking bad that The Rock couldn't even save it. That's all I need to know.
But did did they give Rock the chance?
They did. They gave him Superman.
They shouldn't have.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have released that movie when they released it.
That was an
Black
HBO
Adam?
Max
I mean,
movie.
they were trying to go against. I guess they were trying to avoid Thor: Love and Thunder. And I think honestly, if they had tried to compete in the summer space because Thor was a disappointment,
Yeah.
Black Adam probably would have made a much bigger splash.
Well, if they would have came out in September, because there was really nothing legitimately coming out in September.
Yeah, look, I
But
mean,
even
if
September
Black
is-
Adam would have came out maybe when it was originally supposed to come out. I mean, there's a whole lot that they could have done.
right.
But the Black Adam, the film made exactly what it was going to make. I don't know if that film, being what it is, if releasing it in May, I don't know if anything would have made any more people see it than already saw it. It had its run. It had good word of mouth. Everyone that saw it said, yeah, it was a good film. You should check it out. No one was really hating on it. Everyone said it's a great Rock film. This is what The Rock does. It had everything going for it, and The Rock should be very happy. He should not be walking away sad, feeling like, I turned in a stinker. You made your money back. You finally got to do the film that you've been wanting to do for years and years and years. Bravo, brother. Bravo. You got to do it. You not being part of the future of the franchise. Yo, Henry Cavill's not part of the future of the franchise, and he was like the beginning of the damn franchise.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like it's one of those.
The crowd cheered loudly when he showed up at the end of Black Adam.
And the crowd will cheer loudly again at another film.
Yes,
because they're not trying to recreate the Cavill Superman right now.
They can bring Cavill back during Kingdom Come. Okay, they can bring him back then. All right,
he's not going to be old enough for Kingdom Come. That's dad bod Superman.
They look if they want to age him, but even if that was the case, if Zack Snyder, or not Zack Snyder, if James Gunn is saying, I'm gonna start from scratch, I'm gonna create a story that has some longevity to it by giving everyone that's in this film is already too old. It's already damn near 13 years past the first Man of Steel film.
Yeah,
it's like we're all. There's a lot of time to go. It's I need these folks to be younger, dude. I need folks to get on. DC needs to be fun and fresh, and I'm gonna do that. I can't do this if I try to hold on to any of those cats. Everyone's gonna have that dark, grim ass, Superman and the grim and no man, stop that. Just stop.
The main issue is this. Like, it doesn't matter how good of a movie you would have put in the Snyderverse. It's still in the Snyderverse. So it's just that alone just ruins the movie because it's in a universe that's shit. That makes no sense. It's not connected to anything. It's horrible. So I understand the reboot. I just feel bad for him for Henry.
I feel bad for is Ezra. Fuck him.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
If he doesn't get rid of him,
them.
Fuck them.
Yeah,
them.
Sure, it's them.
Wait,
fuck all of them.
I thought they had one more season of The Flash, or is that about two?
They're wrapped. No, they're done.
Yes, it's a wrap. Everything over there is a wrap. It's a wrap. It's just wrap. They're doing one more season of Superman and Lois, and then that's going to be a wrap.
Wait, and Tuala, Bruno Mannheim.
Yes.
Wait, what? For
in the final season of Superman and Lois, the phenomenal actor Chad L. Coleman will be playing Bruno Mannheim.
Okay,
and he's on the Mo Kelly show this weekend, by the way.
Well, I saw that. I didn't know that. I didn't know this other thing.
Yeah, he's going to come back. We've already talked about. He's going to come back to talk about that third season of Superman and Lois and that role specifically.
Okay.
The Butcher or the Belt.
Oh no, Liz, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. They are doing a final season of The Flash. There is one more season of The Flash, the final season. They've already announced it. So there is the final season of The Flash, and there's one other show that they're doing during this. Oh, that Gotham Knights series. They're actually going to do that.
No, they're not.
Ryan, I kid you not. They are going to do that.
I thought that got canceled.
No. They're saying that The Flash, Gotham Knights, and Superman and Lois will be the end of the CW universe. Everything else they've already canceled. They're like, this Titans will be it. This will be the final bow for Doom Patrol. They're about to just wrap everything up and say, we're good, y'all.
I had no desire to see anything else DC related, but now that I know that everything's just going to be like wiped away once James Gunn starts putting his content out, like, what's the point of watching it? You might as
well finish it.
Well, no, I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I know. For me, I know my kid is going to finish The Flash.
There's no point to watch it.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, you can take all of those unused and unaired episodes and put them into Avatar 3, and it would still be a runtime shorter than Avatar
2. Damn, you liked it that much, huh?
No, I did. You were doing your other thing, Mo. It's just that there's no rationale for why this movie took this long to make to give us what they got.
Was it a movie very quickly? Was it a movie that they just refused to edit out anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I swear to God, there's a shot of James Cameron storyboarding in the first production meetings. They've got PowerPoints. It's like the whole thing. They went out for pinks and brought it back, and they're sitting around the story table. And
they got craft services involved.
Yeah, oh my gosh, the donuts were fabulous. There's a lot in this movie. And you're
As
right,
we said,
Mo,
Mo, our bladder and prostate can't take it.
Exactly. So
Look,
you don't like
the
W
movies
shows,
for
The
me-
Way of Water. That's 2 W's. So you knew
The
it was
movie
gonna be bad.
started for me at 2:30. At the dot 2:30, no previews. I walked out at 6 o'clock.
That's too much. That's too much.
And that's with very limited trailers.
That's too much.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's
It's
longer
a lot.
than any event. That's longer than a football game. That's longer than a basketball game, baseball game.
It's longer than the 2022 midterms.
I don't know. They're still counting.
The credits are still rolling, and I saw the movie on Thursday, so I'm just
Real
Oh,
quickly, outside all that, what y'all watching? What you checking out, Liz? What's on Amazon or Apple
Am I
TV?
Apple TV.
I was about to say, am I watching Amazon?
Apple TV, girl. I'm sorry, Apple TV.
Let's see. I don't know if there's anything really on Apple TV that has dropped. I have watched. I'll say there's a couple stuff that's came back. Slow Horses, if you're interested. But the one thing that no one's really talking about is Little America, and I think it is the cutest show. It is a show, and Felicia Rashad's in the first episode. And it's a show about they are telling true stories of different people who come to America from different parts of the world, and they're giving and the cool thing I like about it is that it's not like a rags to riches story. It is just regular life and how they're making their life here in America. And each episode is just like tears. I mean, there's quick 30-minute episodes, 23 minutes. So they're very short. You can sit and binge. And it is just the cutest thing in the world.
What is that on?
Apple TV Plus.
Okay, Apple TV.
So
Okay.
cute.
Okay.
It's
All right,
season
Little
2. Season 2. It's such a must watch.
What you checking out, McBain?
That shit show, Willow. Unfortunately, I've gotten this far. We're halfway in it, so I might as well just finish it. Might as well.
Yeah.
It's like eating like a meal, and you're like, well, fuck, I might as well finish it. I already paid for it, and the meal is not that great. That's basically what Willow is.
Yeah.
And then I'm really behind. I know I mentioned this before, but I've been so busy with work. But I'm trying to finish Jack Reacher. Those are the 2 shows.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Reacher is dope. Reacher is dope. What about you, Ant?
I'm gonna start National Treasure tonight.
oof.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's only
I'll
2
wake you
episodes
up.
right now, so
I'll wake
Yes.
you up.
I don't feel like clocking in for Avatar right now, so I got to figure out
Clocking in.
time. Yeah, a time and place for that one.
Oh man, look, I will watch that elsewhere. What are you watching now that you've got a little time back, Tom?
There is a new season of a Netflix show that I have been waiting for, that I've been trying to look for while I was waiting for everybody else to say what they're watching. I haven't been able to find it, but there's a new season of an action show that I'm anxious to watch. Also, I'm gonna try to watch Bones and All.
Oh yeah.
It's not.
Cool.
It's
I
not.
tried to figure out, what that is. Is it like a love story, or is it a?
It is a love
That is.
story, but it's a love story. It's not a zombie story. It's a
cannibal story.
And so the 2 main characters, Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong and
Jesus Christ.
the sister girl, they are both cannibals, and there's like this whole underground community in the country of cannibals, and they have a heightened sense of smell, and there's this
This is on Prime now, right?
It's coming out on streaming services.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure when it's going to hit, but when it does, I'm definitely going to be paying attention to that. And I also want to see the Banshees of Inisherin, which is getting a whole lot of Oscar buzz. It's screener season. So
Colin,
Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
The
something O'Shea, I think.
Yeah, Don, whatever that guy is, him. So that's kind of gonna. I watch Pray for the Devil, completely forgettable. And yeah, I hope to catch up on this series that I haven't been able. Oh, Golden Compass. That's what His Dark Materials. That's what it is.
Oh, His Dark Materials. Gotcha.
I'm going to be binging season 3 of His Dark Materials. That's what it is. So that's HBO Max. That's why I couldn't find it on Netflix, because I should have been looking at HBO Max. But yeah, that's my thing.
What about you, Mo?
Haven't watched much because I've been caught up in martial arts, but I have been watching the George and Tammy story on Showtime. It is fantastic. It is great.
Oh, with
Tammy Wynette and
George,
Michael Shannon, George Jones, yeah,
Michael Shannon, Jessica Chastain, they're singing all the music.
What?
Singing it.
Okay, Jessica.
And they sung it live when they recorded it.
Didn't he play Elvis?
Michael Shannon played Elvis?
God.
I think, wasn't it? He was in a movie, I think, with Richard Nixon and Elvis when they meet.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I don't know.
I think it's Elvis and Dick.
Yeah.
Or Dick and Elvis or something like that.
Maybe Michael Shannon's a quality actor. And
great.
And I didn't know he was from Kentucky. So his Southern accent is real. Genuine in this. Yeah.
He's also really good in Way of Water, because every actor is in it.
Hey, I hope so. It's 4 hours long.
By the way, I know that I've suggested to you all. Have any of you seen Tulsa King yet?
No, but I want to.
Yes, Liz. I am going to take that up on your recommendation.
It is so good. I didn't think it was going to be this good. I mean, it's already renewed for a second season.
Because I remember a bunch of people saying that was going to be like a huge hit or a huge miss, and it looked like it was going to be a good hit with the slide playing in it.
Does he have an accent?
Well, I mean, he's from New York. He's playing like he's from New York, and he's playing like he's a gangster.
Okay, he's playing.
So
Tulsa King just confused me. I was like, I don't see Sly Stallone in Tulsa.
No, but it fits, and the thing about it is that
you're talking about Elon Musk.
He's funny. And he has this dry humor that makes you really kind of like draws you in to this gangster kind of. He's a gangster from New York, kind of in exile in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So is it like a Chili Palmer in Get Shorty kind of like vibe?
Somewhat, but I think that it's I don't know. I find it to be very, very watchable, very not the typical Sylvester Stallone, but at the same token, kind of, because he's I mean, there's just so many, it's nicely written to where he leans into his age, and I like the fact that he's like, I'm in my 70s.
Oh, that's Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have Paramount.
So I won't be seeing that. Yeah.
Come on, you gotta watch it. It's so good. I
can't go back. I'm on Netflix. I'm in Dragon Age Absolution. Highly recommend that anime series. It's a Netflix anime, so it's like how Netflix has, like, from Voltron and Masters Universe, how Netflix has their own animated series that they produce. Dragon Age Absolution. Very dope. Language is very coarse, very violent, insanely violent. So it's an adult, anime series. And then, unfortunately, like you, Ryan, I'm a completionist, so I've got to finish this Willow shit. So I'm stuck in that. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to National Treasure. There's nothing to me that I need to see in that. And maybe like 2-3 years from now, I'll get with Avatar, Way of Water.
May take you that long to watch it.
with Bullet Train. It's on Netflix. You can watch it for free.
Oh,
now.
Mo,
Yeah,
you know
Bullet
what?
Train is
Damn it,
awesome.
Mo. All right, you know what? All right,
It
we
is
get
worth
off.
it.
I will
No,
go
no,
do
watch,
that now.
watch Bullet
Oh,
Train
worth it.
now.
Yeah,
What Bullet Train
I can do that now. I can
Yeah,
actually
do that.
take a break from everything else, and I can finally see the Bullet Train.
Yeah,
Well,
watch
you come
Bullet
back
Train.
and say, "Damn,
Okay.
why did I wait so long to see Bullet Train?"
Exactly, it's
All right.
awesome. And I'm
All
sorry that you haven't been able to see it on a big screen because it's amazing.
And then did you guys see my last one? Did you guys see Wendell and Wild?
No.
Unfortunately, me and the kids saw that and
You didn't
absolutely
like
hated
it?
it.
That's the stop
Hated
motion
it.
thing with
Yes.
the two
That
black
was quite
kids?
possibly one of the worst. When I saw that, I said to myself, if this was my first introduction to anything that had to do with Jordan Peele, it would be the last thing that I'd ever saw that had to do with Jordan Peele. It was ungodly to watch that. Me and the kids, we hated it. We walked away like they looked at me like, "Daddy, that was torture. You did not have to make us watch that." I
didn't think it was that bad.
I can't. The thought of it is actually, it's making me. I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah.
It's not that bad.
Oh no.
Oh.
No.
But now, granted, I did take me 2 days to finish it.
Oh. And it's only like 20-30 minutes long. It's not
An hour and 20 minutes.
Oh.
And that 2 days was still shorter than the run.
Avatar. Yes.
All right, y'all. We got to get out of here. It has been a Stone Groove. 2 more roundtables left of the year. Friday, December 30th will be the final regular episode of Nerd-O-Roundtable. Moving on to just a Friday only format with the legendary Friday nights of the Nerd-O-Roundtable. So get it in while you can, good people. We appreciate you. We love you. And with that, Anthony, my good man, take us out, good sir.
Good news, everybody.
McBain.
Plot twist, everybody. I never even saw the first Avatar film.
Tom.
Where is my Hypno Hustler suit?
I don't know. No hustler. I'm sorry.
I was gonna do it in the show. Donald Glover is playing possibly the worst character to anchor a Spider-Man adjacent film, the Hypno Hustler.
Oh, he's not. You're lying.
I am not lying.
No.
I am not lying. But moving on.
Okay. Oh God. Okay, we'll get back to that next week. Mo.
Multiverse.
Excelsior.
Oh, he just forgot about me.
Oh no!
Oh, snap. I thought I started with you, Liz.
You started with
Liz.
me.
Oh man, it's been a long day. It's been a long day, Liz.
When
let's
keeping it
just
real goes wrong.
I'm going to rewind my whole thing. Dr. Liz.
The Sullys stick together.
Ugh.
Excelsior.
Except
Nothing's more powerful
when I'm
on
forgotten.
more than family.